It's official. Tyreek Hill is returning to the Chiefs. It's happening, Chiefs Kingdom. Tyreek Hill is officially coming back to Kansas City. After weeks of speculation and rumors, the deal is finally done. Hill is returning to the team where he became a superstar. Hill's return instantly elevates the Chiefs' offense to elite status. His blazing speed, elite route running, and ability to make big plays out of nowhere will once again give Patrick Mahomes a game-changing weapon. Defenses will have to pick their poison. Try to stop Hill deep and leave Travis Kelce open in the middle, or focus on Kelce and let Hill burn them downfield. Spoiler alert, they won't be able to stop either. This reunion could mark the beginning of a new era of dominance for the Chiefs. Hill and Mahomes' chemistry is already legendary, and Andy Reid's offensive genius will find new ways to unleash this dynamic duo on the league. With Hill back in the lineup, the Chiefs' offense becomes nearly impossible to defend. Chiefs Kingdom, get ready for fireworks, because Tyreek Hill is coming home, and the road to the Super Bowl just got a whole lot easier. Drop your thoughts in the comments. How excited are you to see Hill back in a Chiefs jersey? The Kansas City Chiefs face a critical offseason. The Kansas City Chiefs are staring down a critical offseason, one that could determine whether they remain at the top of the NFL hierarchy or take a step back. While they have addressed some areas of concern, one glaring issue remains: the offensive line. This unit, responsible for protecting superstar quarterback Patrick Mahomes, struggled at times last season, and the cracks became evident during the team's showdown against the Philadelphia Eagles. The inability to provide consistent protection allowed the Eagles' pass rush to apply relentless pressure, disrupting the Chiefs' offensive rhythm and contributing to their Super Bowl downfall. Moves that will define the 2025 season. Before we dive in, I'd like to ask you for a small favor. If you like what we do, could you take a moment to click the like button? It's a great way to support us at no cost to you. Thanks a million. Offensive line remains a primary concern. The Chiefs have also made strategic moves to strengthen their defense. One of their most recent signings is veteran defensive tackle Jerry Tillery. Here are 5 key insights into what he brings to Kansas City. Tillery's 2024 performance. Tillery spent last season with the Minnesota Vikings, playing all 17 games and starting 11. He contributed 17 pressures, 3 quarterback hits, and a forced fumble. While he primarily played as a defensive end in Minnesota's 3-4 scheme, Kansas City intends to use him in a more natural role as an interior defensive lineman within their 4-3 system. Familiarity with the AFC West, This isn't Tillery's first stint in the AFC West. He previously played 3 full seasons and part of a 4th with the Los Angeles Chargers before making a mid-season switch to the Las Vegas Raiders in 2022. Over his time with the Chargers, he recorded 33 quarterback hits and 10.5 sacks in 54 games, 29 starts. His brief tenure with the Raiders saw him log 25 appearances and 10 starts, reinforcing his deep familiarity with the division's competition. Versatile skill set. Standing an imposing 6'6" and weighing 295 pounds, Tillery has demonstrated his ability to play both as an interior disruptor and an edge rusher. In 2020, he spent 367 snaps, lining up outside the opposing tackle's shoulder, showcasing his adaptability across multiple defensive formations. First-round pedigree. Tillery entered the league as a first-round draft pick in 2019 when the Chargers selected him 28th overall. He was the 6th defensive tackle taken that year and now joins an exclusive club of former first-round picks on the Chiefs roster. Notably, he is one of just 2 such players who were not originally drafted by Kansas City. Collegiate success and development. During his 4-year tenure at Notre Dame, 2015 to 2018, Tillery established himself as a dominant force, accumulating 135 tackles, 24.5 tackles for loss, 13.5 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles in 50 games, 40 starts. His senior campaign saw him lead the team with 8 sacks, cementing his status as an elite prospect. Now, as he returns to the AFC West, the Chiefs will be hoping he can recapture the disruptive form that once made him a coveted first-round selection. Finding a successor to Chris Jones. While much of the focus remains on shoring up the offensive line and reinforcing the defensive front, another major storyline looms: finding a potential successor to Chris Jones. The six-time Pro Bowler has been the backbone of Kansas City's defensive line, but as he approaches the latter stages of his career, the Chiefs may be looking to secure his long-term replacement sooner rather than later. NFL writer Matthew Shabo recently proposed an aggressive trade scenario that would allow Kansas City to land Michigan defensive tackle Kenneth Grant. According to an ESPN projection, the Chiefs could send their first, second, and seventh round picks to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in exchange for the 19th overall pick. This move would position them to draft Grant, a 6'3", 340 powerhouse with a reputation for being an elite run stopper. Grant's 2023 season included 3 sacks and 6.5 tackles for loss, making him a perfect fit for a team looking to maintain a dominant interior presence. Pairing Grant with Jones would create a nightmare scenario for opposing offensive lines. Shabo argues that teams would be forced to pick their poison, double-team Jones and leave Grant in one-on-one matchups, or focus on the rookie and risk Jones wreaking havoc in the backfield. The potential departure of Teyshawn Wharton only heightens the need for reinforcements, and Grant could be the ideal candidate to learn from Jones while eventually stepping into his role as the franchise's defensive anchor. Are the Chiefs doing enough? The Chiefs are making bold moves to strengthen both their offensive and defensive fronts, but are they doing enough to secure another championship run? Should Kansas City invest even more in protecting Mahomes, or is the defensive line the bigger priority? Would trading up for Kenneth Grant be a game-changing decision, or should they focus on a different prospect? Leave your analysis in the comments. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Be part of our community, and let's strengthen the Chiefs. Until the next video, take care. Could Matthew Judon be the next big addition to the Chiefs? It's the sound of a new warrior possibly arriving to reinforce the Arrowhead Army, and it's not just any name. We're talking about Matthew Judon himself, the terror of quarterbacks. Will this prophecy come true? Today, we're going to unravel the rumor that's going wild. ESPN just dropped a bombshell. The Kansas City Chiefs are the best possible destination for Matthew Judon in free agency. You heard that right, the best destination. And this isn't just a fan opinion. It's backed by analysis from some of the biggest names in sports journalism. Everything is aligning. The Chiefs' needs, Judon's career moment, and of course, the dream of a Super Bowl ring. So get ready, because today we're going to break down the tactical fit, rotation strategy, impact numbers, and the significance of this potential signing. And at the end, you're going to tell me, would you bring Judon to the Chiefs? If your answer is yes, smash that like button, because this episode is unmissable. Why Judon to the Chiefs makes perfect sense. The person who started this debate was none other than ESPN analyst Bill Barnwell, one of the most respected voices when it comes to the NFL. And look at what he said. Judon is a smart, experienced player and can still contribute a lot if he's used wisely in a defensive rotation. And guess who has one of the best defensive rotation schemes in the league? That's right, Kansas City. Barnwell argued that Judon needs a competitive team, a real contender that will make a run at the Super Bowl. And if there's a team that's synonymous with title contention today, it's the Chiefs. The machine assembled by Andy Reid and powered by the brilliant mind of Steve Spagnuolo on defense would be the perfect environment for Judon to flourish once again. The financial fit is realistic. The cherry on top? The financial fit is also realistic, as we'll break down later. So we already have the right team, the right moment, the ideal tactical scheme, and plenty of motivation. It almost feels like this marriage is written in the stars, right? Matthew Judon is more than just a big name. Judon isn't just a big name. He's a respected name in the NFL. He was selected to the Pro Bowl 4 years in a row from 2019 to 2022. That's no small feat. It shows consistency, elite performance, and most importantly, the league's respect for the numbers he delivers. Even at 33 years old, Judon still has gas in the tank. Sure, time catches up with everyone, the body slows down and the rhythm changes, but elite vision and technique keep players dangerous. Judon is that type of player. He knows how to attack, position himself, and force opponents into mistakes. For a team like the Chiefs, already loaded with young talent, bringing in a veteran of Judon's caliber would be gold. He wouldn't have to carry the load alone. He could teach, inspire, and most importantly, deliver in the clutch when the team needs him most. Judon's career and impact. Judon started his career with the Baltimore Ravens and quickly showed promise, but it was with the New England Patriots that he truly exploded. The guy became a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, putting up elite numbers and becoming a constant presence in NFL awards from 2019 to 2022. He averaged more than 12 sacks per season during that span. That's elite stuff. Even in 2023, when an injury cut his season short, Judon still managed to rack up 4 sacks in just 4 games. If he had kept up that pace, he would have set a new personal record for sacks in a single season. That's how dominant he still is when he's healthy. Judon's role in Kansas City? If Judon comes to Kansas City, he wouldn't need to be on the field for every snap. Instead, the Chiefs could use him strategically in key moments where his experience and instincts would make the most impact. Let's be honest, our defense was incredible in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, but we can't rely solely on Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. The rotation needs more depth and reliability, and that's where Judon fits in, like a surgical piece on this defensive chessboard. Imagine Judon coming in fresh for third down situations, wreaking havoc alongside Jones and Karlaftis. Opposing offensive lines would have no answers. Judon's ability to collapse the pocket and force quarterbacks into bad decisions would give the Chiefs defense yet another elite weapon. So, should the Chiefs go after Judon? The Chiefs have the opportunity to make a statement in free agency, and Judon could be the missing piece to elevate their defense from great to dominant. Judon's experience, production, and leadership would instantly upgrade the Chiefs' pass rush and give them a versatile weapon to deploy in big moments. But now it's over to you. Should the Chiefs go all in on Judon? Would adding him make the Chiefs' defense the most feared in the league? Drop your analysis in the comments. And remember, if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's build this Chiefs community together. Until next time, go Chiefs! Let's go Chiefs! Potential shocking free agent targets for the back-to-back champs. Let's go Chiefs! We've got some hot updates coming out of Kansas City. We're talking about some shocking free agent targets who could be headed to Arrowhead. Some of these names might seem unlikely, maybe even crazy, but when you break it down, they could make a lot of sense for the back-to-back Super Bowl champions. We're talking about potential game changers, veterans hungry for another ring, and players who could add serious depth to this already crowded roster. And let's be honest, if there's one thing we know about Brett Veach and Andy Reid, it's that they're never afraid to make bold moves to keep this dynasty rolling. I'll break down everything you need to know, but first, smash that like button if you trust Andy Reid's strategy. Drop a comment like this: "Come on, Andy, do what's best for the Chiefs." All right, let's start with a name that might just blow your mind. Von Miller. Von Miller to the Chiefs? Yep, you heard that right. Von Miller. The same guy who terrorized quarterbacks for years. The same Von Miller who gave the Chiefs absolute nightmares when he was with the Denver Broncos. The same Von Miller who won a Super Bowl with the LA Rams before moving to Buffalo. Now, he's not the same dominant force he was in his prime, but let's be real, Kansas City doesn't need him to be. With Chris Jones anchoring the defensive line, George Karlaftis emerging as one of the best young pass rushers in football, and Charles Omenihu making a big impact, adding Von Miller to this rotation could be downright scary for the rest of the league. Imagine this: Von Miller coming off the edge on key third down situations, hunting quarterbacks with a fresh set of legs. Knowing he wouldn't have to be an every down player, that's a nightmare for offensive coordinators. Von Miller still has gas in the tank. Let's talk numbers. Last season with the Bills, Miller still managed 6 sacks, 7 quarterback hits, and 17 tackles for loss, even in a limited role. In 2022, before suffering an injury, he had 8 sacks and 12 QB hits. And in 2021, between Denver and LA, he racked up 9.5 sacks and 17. The guy can still play. Now, imagine him doing it in a Chiefs uniform against his former team, making life miserable for the Broncos twice a year. Wouldn't that be something? Why it makes sense. Von Miller would immediately upgrade the Chiefs' pass rush without needing to carry the load. He'd come in as a rotational piece, focusing on critical moments where his experience and technique would shine. And let's not forget, Miller is a 2-time Super Bowl champion with proven playoff production. That's the type of experience that could make the difference in a tough postseason matchup. The big question, Von Miller will turn 35 this season. Is it worth taking a chance on a veteran pass rusher at this stage of his career? Could Miller still have the gas to deliver in the big moments? Would you bring Von Miller to Kansas City? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear from the Kingdom. Do you think this is the kind of move that puts the Chiefs over the top? Hit that like button if you'd love to see Miller in a Chiefs jersey. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest Chiefs news and rumors.